Well, hello everybody, it's Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and it is 1 o'clock on Thursday, which means it is time for a Facebook video on Stamps-N-Lingers, and with any luck, Facebook and I will get along here for the next few minutes. I was having trouble convincing my phone that I needed to be able to post in my own business page. Yes, it's true. I blame MZ. All right, so it looks like I'm live. I see stuff moving in the screen, so that is a very good sign. And I see that we've got maybe a couple of folks on, possibly. It's also possible that those two people are me in both respects. But there's Carol. Hey, Carol. Thank goodness there's somebody out there. I wasn't really sure what in the world I was doing. Hey, Rosie, how are you? Alrighty, so I have got a sneak peek for you guys. Now, this is a new suite called Fitting Florets, and it will be available to customers on the 1st of November. Hey, Marva. Hi, Karen. Available to customers the 1st of November through, for part of it, through the 4th of January. Okay, so this is kind of tricky. This is the suite that is available now, or now to demonstrators. So if you're on the fence about joining, this is a really good time, because between the starter kit plus promotion kit, where you get an extra $30 worth of product, and this availability of doing the pre-order for this as a demonstrator, it's awesome sauce. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Barbara. Hello, everybody. I appreciate you guys coming. So here's the thing. The bundle that I'm going to show you today is the framed florets stamp set and the framed florets dies. That's another thing you'll notice as we go into the new catalog in January. Stampin' Up! Is starting to name the stamp sets and the die sets the same name. So there will be no more of this, well, the stamp set is framed florets and the die set is florets of flamingness. There's none of that anymore. This bundle is going to be available in the mini catalog, in the January through June mini catalog. There are some other things that will be available to you come November 1st. We've got the gold adhesive back swirls, and those are really quite pretty. I like them a lot. They're kind of flat. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. They're kind of flat, which means they don't add a whole lot of bulk and depth and width to your thickness is the word I'm looking for. Thickness to your cards, which helps if you're trying to mail them. So these are nice. They're adhesive backs, but they are only going to be available until the 4th of January. So 1 November through 4 January, you'll be able to get these cute embellishments. The other piece that will be available from 1 November to 4 January is the framed and festive stamp set. Now the sentiments all coordinate with the framed florets dies, but these are specifically for the holidays. So you've got your Christmas ideas, your Noel, may this season be filled with peace and joy. Again, only from 1 November to January 4. Okay? Demonstrators, you can get this right now. So if you are a demonstrator, you can pre-order this and get it on the way. The final piece of this is the gorgeous Fitting Florets Designer Series paper. Again, this is a limited time. So when it goes active on the 1st of November, you're going to want to hop in, because limited time also means while supplies last. All right, so here we go. Here's some of the paper so you can see. Isn't this pretty? They showed this, if any of you were at the World Card Making Day event for Stampin' Up!, they showed this on as part of the presentation, and they talked about coloring these berries to make them more holiday-ish, so maybe coloring them cherry cobbler. Personally, I kind of like it in the white. I think that could easily read as Christmas, not a problem. One other thing that's really fun, I think, about this paper is how they pulled in the balmy blue. Now, I'm not used to seeing leaves in balmy blue, but I really like it. I think it's gorgeous. So you've got Blushing Bride and Polished Pink, and my two favorite things together, Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent. So very, very beautiful. Hey, Roz, appreciate you joining, and I am excited for you to get your new collection. You're going to love it. Here's the next one. So you've got florals on one side and kind of geometric florals on the other. And I was going to show you a cool thing that fortunately one of the nice ladies on my team pointed out to me yesterday. but I got to find that paper. Hang on a second. Where is it? Where are you? Here you go. This paper right here, the one that has the balmy blue on the back, these coordinate so nicely with the dies because, let me move my card. This die right here actually will cut out, once I get it turned around, this image in this DSP. Okay, so you can get it in soft succulent, evening evergreen, and polished pink, or you can get it in the blushing bride. So you'll be able to cut these right out of the DSP, which is one of my very favorite things. Thanks, Brooks. It is. Hey, Shelly. Hi, Joyce. Hello, Tina. Appreciate you guys coming. All right, so let me set that aside. And if you got any questions, put them in the comments, and I'll try to get to them if I can see them. Anyway, if you're a demonstrator, you can get this now. If you're a customer and want to be a demonstrator and get it now, holler at me. I know I can help you with that. Or if you just want to stay as a customer, which is awesome as well, you'll be able to get this on the 1st of November through the 4th of January. And then, you know, these until through the mini catalog. Okay, so I'm going to shut up with the promotional activities there, and let's make a card. So this one uses the framed florets stamp set and the dies and some of the fitting Florets DSP. And I kind of did a case, a play on a case of the of this card right here that they gave us in the flyer. I changed it to a birthday card, and I used some of the DSP because I had to, but then I kind of set that collage up, which is really in my wheelhouse anyway. So let's get started. I've done some pre-cutting, like always. How much do you guys love soft, succulent, and polished pink together? Your answer just needs to be, I love it, Mary. It's awesome, because yeah, it is. The paper is, in fact, beautiful. I love the paper very much. I think it's gorgeous. Alrighty. See how they used balmy blue for the flowers? It's so out of the box, and probably why I was an engineer and not a graphic designer, because I don't really actually have creative bones. I have to rely on other people to give me the creative chops. Okay, now let's talk about the things that I have die cut. Two of the very, very cool. Somebody mentioned on a comment the other day on the World Card Making Day that this die cut looks like it should have a cameo in it. Y'all remember cameos? Remember the little choker doohas that you put around your neck and they stuck right to your neck and there was the cameo sticking right out? But they are right. It does. What you get when you cut this one time is you get a beautiful frame with a little hanging Chad. Get out of there, Chad. Oh, Chad. With a little hanging Chad and the die cut with a very nice edge on it. I love that they've made even the discard, if you will, be pretty. And we're going to use that today. The other one that I have done, there's two other dies. This one cuts hearts around a frame. And then this one makes this very attractive frame that we're going to use. And you get a discard here. Now, this one does not have the edge on it, so it's not as pretty, but it's still useful if you wanted to layer up and do some kind of stamping on the inside and then give it a pretty frame. Okay? All right. And then we've got some more die cuts that we'll get to in a second, but let me go ahead and start putting this together. What I'm going to do here is I am going to adhere this frame with some liquid glue to the front of this. I know, Karen, don't you wish you had? But there's still time. You can absolutely do another order and get it in your pre-order coming your way. And don't forget, if you've got those celebration rewards, those demonstrator celebration rewards, to apply that. All right, so we're just going to use a little bit of liquid glue around the edges, not very much. Remember, liquid glue is it's the gift that keeps on giving, sometimes whether you want it to or not. I probably should put this down where it's more like, you know, centered. I don't know what that is. I'm going to see if I can get that off because it's going to bug me. It's going to bug me. Just going to bug me, but I have to find my eraser. Oh, there it is, right in front of me. let's see what we got here. Let's see if that's a little bit of adhesive or just a little bit of a smudgeroo. A smudgeroo. Hey, Janice, appreciate you coming. All right, yes, I love having some more oval frames to play with. Take some dimensionals, and I'm going to put them around the edge of this second frame, okay? And I don't know that you have to do this, but I discovered, especially if you do the cutting in half, you know, hashtag half dimensionals, if you put the straight edge towards the inside, for some reason it just seems to curve around that curve a little bit better. All right? So we're just going to put 5 or 12 of those on here. I do like my frames well supported. Let me be sure I didn't just stick that outside where you can see it. Nope. I think this is, I really, if this die set didn't have even some of the other things in it that it has, as long as it had these, I would be really happy with it. But it does, in fact, have one of what's going to be my favorite die going, and you're fixing to see it. Okay, so we're going to pull these off. Just so you know, the Fin Man, if I sound like I'm rushing, I don't mean to sound like I'm rushing, but the Fin Man is at the groomer, and right before I hit live, I got the text that says he's ready. So I know he's not waiting anxiously for me. He's sleeping next to the door because that's what he does, and he likes to be there, but, you know. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of center this, trying to keep as close to an equal reveal of these little hole doohas right here. So I'm just centering it like that. So it's already starting to be, you know, kind of pretty, right? Right? Okay. Hey, Amy, you. All right, so this one, I should have probably stuck that inside first. So, yeah, I'm going to pull this back up. See, I got to thinking and yakking instead of, you know, making my card. Thinking about my dog. Also, I had a Reese's peanut butter cup that was there because I feel pretty confident that if there is candy in a bowl because we're getting into Halloween and it isn't at home, I think that qualifies as no calories. I'm not really sure, but I think so. I'm going with that. I don't feel like I had calories, but I'm talking 100 miles an hour as if I have had calories. Also, I messed this up, so, you know, I blame the Reese's peanut butter cup. Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside. Okay. What this is going to do is going to go right back in this hole, but not until we stamp one of our sentiments. And I am going to use, for a special person on a special day, and I'm going to stamp it in my perfectly favoritist. That's right, Sharetta? No calories. My favoritist pink, which is polished pink. This truly is my favorite pink ever. It's right up there with one of my favorite colors ever, especially given its wonderfulness with soft succulent and evening evergreen. So I'm just going to kind of cheat it this way because I know I've got all of my collage pieces there. I'm going to hold it a second. There we go. I was thinking about my little man. I was, and I'm hoping she remembers to leave his toe tufts because I like her to trim inside his foot pads to keep that from getting all yucky and wet and dirty, but I do like his little toe tufts. Okay, now we're going to use a little liquid glue and put that in, and then, you know that thing I did before and then I undid? We're going to redo. I'm going to put this back around here. Oh, see how much better that works? It's a lot easier getting that on, that middle part in there without the frame, so don't be like me. Do the frame second. Just saying. All right. Jaretta, it's funny. You need to read the way that that your computer auto-corrected. Yeah. I know what you meant. You meant no calories, but it says no colonies. It's kind of funny. Okay, so I did a little die cutting ahead of time. Okay, a lot. Now, let me show you what these all are. What these all is right here. There are a couple of leaf dies. These cut these pretty leaves. And then this one, I don't know. If you know me, you know that this die right here is going to be dull and used up by the time this catalog dies. at the end of June because I love it. It is one of my favorite things ever, and I've only used it like twice now. So what I did is I cut 2 in Balmy Blue and 2 in Vellum. And then I cut several of these little dudes, like as in several, like 4. And this is the Blushing Bride. These are cut from the Blushing Bride paper in the DSP. So I just cut it right out of this paper right here. Okay, so you get a little bit of, oh, you know, a little bit of interest and whatnot, and some Blushing Brideness. And then these 4 right here are cut from white shimmer paper. Now, if I wanted to, I could color these soft succulent using my soft succulent Stampin' blend, but I don't want to. I want them white, so they're going to stay white. That's what I wanted, and that's what you're getting. Okay. All right. Yes. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful layering stamp set. I really, really love it. Okay. So I have also stamped and cut 3 flowers, 2 littles and 1 big. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Stampin' blends, and I'm going to color these small ones petal pink. Now, here's the thing that if you're paying attention to the colors I've used now, I have 3 pinks in this one card. Crazy. It's just crazy. I've got the petal pink that I'm putting here. I've got the Blushing Bride that is on the DSP. And I have the polished pink. And that is not usually something I would do. That's a little more colors than I would normally put in, but I just think it looks kind of perfect. So I'm just going to take the dark one and give a little bit of help to the shadowed areas that Stampin' Up! Put in. Not a lot, just a little. Just to give them just a little bit of depth. Look a little less like a cartoon, a little more like a flower, but not completely like a flower, because, you know, there'd be like butterflies and bees around it if it was a real flower, and then that would probably be a problem. And then I'm going to use my polished pink blends to color the larger one. And I'm going to start with my, hey Doris, I hope you, I appreciate you joining, and I hope you'll watch the replay. I'm starting with the, I hope this is the light, yep, the light petal pink, and I'm just going to color the whole flower. These were stamped in Tuxedo Black Memento ink, in case you were wondering. All of this will be on the blog tomorrow, so you can just watch and enjoy. Alrighty. Okay, and then I'll take my dark petal pink, polished pink, and I'm just going to color where Stampin' Up! Has folded these leaves over. Okay, and the centers. Like so. And then if you feel like you want it to be a little less defined here, you can kind of just blend it out. I guess that's why they call them blends. Just kind of blend it out a little bit. And there you go. 1 each polished pink flower. And now for the fun stuff. Oh wait, I want to do one more thing because I want it to have time to dry. My ribbon embellishment is some white crinkled seam binding ribbon. And I don't want it to be white. I want it to be Evening Evergreen. Yes, I know I pulled in yet another green, but it's okay. It's going to read more in this soft succulent. This is something you can do with this crinkled ribbon, and actually several of the ribbons. I would highly encourage you to experiment with some of the ribbon if you wanted a different color than it is. Use your Stampin' blend, and I've got the dark or the light Evening Evergreen, and I'm just going to run that along there. And I'm going to go a little ways. I might try to be a little more skosh if you guys weren't watching, because, you know, I don't want all of it to be Evening Evergreen. But since I have to make a bow on camera, I'm going to give myself plenty. There we go. All right. So it does take it a second to dry, but not too long. So I'm just going to set it aside to do that. And then let's make our collage. Our collage. We shall make a collage. And obviously I know where I want to put everything because I've already done it once, but what you do is you would just take these pieces and lay them out until it made you happy. And I discovered as I was laying them out that I want to cut the tips off of these so that they don't extend too far below the bottom of the card base, but will also tuck up under those flowers. Okay, and I'm going to do the same with one of the vellums. And it gets a little bit tricky to make them all stay in place because you've got that frame there, but persevere, I promise it'll be okay. But I now seem to be, wait one, oh, here it is. You don't try to get away from me. I'm gonna do this. And then we're gonna tuck some of these in and around after we get them adhered, and then we're gonna stack up the the flowers like this over the top of the bows. Okay, so let's go ahead and find my Twizzlers. Find my Twizzlers. Where are you? Oh, where are you, tweezers, tweezers? Okay, where'd you go? You so silly of tweezers. Okay, that means I gotta do it without tweezers, unless I can find my, hang on, let me find my backup tweezers. I must have my tweezers. I cannot work without my tweezers. That is, oh, there they are. They were hiding behind the computer. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna do liquid glue. Duh. You're like, Mary, of course you're going to do liquid glue. You always do liquid glue. You're just a liquid glue kind of girl. I'm just going to put the liquid glue like right down here on the bottom of the stem. And we're going to bring it almost all the way up to the top like that. And I'm adhering it to the actual frame, the popped up frame, okay? When you get ready to put your liquid glue on your vellum, you want to be sure that it's going to be hidden. So don't go too crazy. Don't get way up where people are, where you're going to be able to see it, okay? Because nobody wants to see your glue. Just saying. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. All right, and it's going to like kind of lay up a little bit, and that's fine. I kind of like it like that. I kind of like it like that. We may lay it down with a little more glue in a minute, but for now it's going to be fine. So then we'll do the same with these little guys down here. Like so. So that got the balmy blue guy started. And then we'll get our vellum. And then we'll tuck in some of our little die cut leaves, and we're going to do a bow in public. Scary. These are the things that strike fear in your heart. You need a crown, and you have to do a bow in public. These are scary things, very scary. Okay, so now let me go ahead and pull that ribbon back that I made before, and I'm going to see if I can do a public bow using the rabbit ear method. Okay. And you want it kind of big, kind of frowsy, okay? Because you want it to be loose looking. And I'll tell you what, I need it to be more. I need more ribbon, more ribbon. So we're gonna extend that out a little bit. And it does dry pretty quickly, but you'll be able to tell if it's not, because it'll be like damp, like damp. Did I just bonk it out of range? No. Okay, we're okay. Sorry. If I just made you seasick, I'm sorry. All right. Now let's try again with way more ribbon. Okay, there we go. Because I want big loops, biggish loops, but I also want to have plenty of tail to cut off so that I've got, you want it, collages want to look kind of abundant, right? Like there's a little too much stuffed in one spot, like this. Okay, so that's going to go like so. I'm going to make those loops just a tiny bit smaller. Just a tiny bit. Okay. And then we'll cut this off. Thank you, Tara. And move this out of the way so that we don't have a lot of extra stuff. And then, just because one bow is really not good enough, I'm going to make two bows. I'm going to make one out of white baker's twine. Again, I kind of want big loops. And maybe you've noticed I'm leaving the ribbon or the twine on the spool so that I can just undo it and then retie it. And once I figure out how big my bow is, then I can cut it off. Otherwise, I am potentially wasting my ribbon. All right, so let's cut that off. And then these are going to just go right here with some liquid glue. All right. You could also use a glue dot if you wanted, but I'm going to go ahead with the liquid glue. And this one will just go right next to it. Like so. Well, I also let this get a little bit wonky looking. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So, yeah, you know, even people who use liquid glue occasionally, it gets the better of them. Just saying. So, if that's you and you hate liquid glue, please feel free to use a glue dot there. Okay, so we're just going to let that rest a second. And that, yes, the baker's twine colors very well as well. That is correct, Robin. It really do. It's nice to have as many colors of twine and ribbon as you have Stampin' blends. Just saying. There we go. Now, the little flower doohas are going to adhere. I'm going to adhere these with liquid glue. And then I'm going to pop that one right there. Did you understand what I just said? We're going to pop the polished pink one on with the dimensionales. Okie doke, here we go. So we're going to put these on, and I'm putting them really right over the top of the ribbon. We're completely capturing the ribbon with the flowers. Like so. Separate them just a little bit. Okay, and then we'll pop on with some dimensionals. Here we go. All right. That's not staying on like I want him to. Here we go. We'll get him. We'll get him. Don't you worry none. Don't you worry your little heads about it, because I'll get it. I will make it work. Because why? It's paper and ink. Make it do what you need it to do. Like I tell my husband, oh my gosh, you guys, my husband, the watchmaker, the space shuttle builder, he's neither of those things, but when he builds, that's how he builds. He got a digital level. So now, not only does he know, well, the bubble is between the two lines, so we're good. Now he knows if it's 0.1 degree off. And so he's they're trying to fix it like, oh my gosh, worst thing in the world for my husband is a digital level. But he wanted it, and so he got it. Now we're just going to use some liquid glue and start sticking these little doohas in the collage, like so. And we're going to mix them and match them. Use some of the white glimmer. Like so. And some more of these. Thank you so much, Susan. Yeah, this is a very Victorian look, and I do like it. It really kind of cries out for elegant colors, and I love how they've used the pinks and the blues in here. I just think it's really quite gorgeous. And we'll put another one of these. And wait till you see how those little gold swirly doohas accent the whole thing. You're going to be like, whoa, what just happened there, Mary? Yeah, that's what you're going to be like. Be like all up and all excited and happy. Okay. And you know what's kind of cool is the other side of that blushing bride paper is the pretty green and succulent, evening evergreen and soft succulent. And if you preferred that color side up, you could absolutely do that. But I don't, and so I'm not. I'm using the pink. If you can have blue leaves, I feel pretty confident you can have blushing bride ones. Just saying. Because you know why? It turns out it's a card, not an actual garden. So it can get a little fanciful. It's what we like to call in the industry artistic license. I just made that up, but I do think that's what they call it. Okay. And let's see, I've got 2 more leaves. So I'm going to put one over here by the ribbon. Thanks, Rosie. All right. How many of you already want this set? Yes, it's okay if you admit it. I know you do, because why wouldn't you? Who wouldn't want this set? It's beautiful. I am so happy that this was the one that they selected for us to be able to pre-order, because, you know, sometimes I hear people say, oh, we have too many flowers. I think that's like saying you have too much chocolate. I don't actually think that's a thing. All right, and we're just tucking that in like so. And I have a, look at that dimensional cover wanting to be part of the card. But no, he can't be. So there's our collage. Now let's just bring it all home. Let's just bring it all home with some of these little gold adhesive back swirls, which I managed to close up. Okay, here we go. I'll pull them out, and then I think maybe I'll pull them out. These are like child-proof packages. I don't know. Okay, here we go. But can you see how flat they are? It's really kind of nice how flat they are. And I'm going to put a couple of these here and one down over here. And then I think, because it just occurred to me that it was really a wasted spot, I think I'm going to pull out an iridescent pearl, and I think I'm going to put this large one right there in the middle of that, because you also can't have too many pearls. Too many flowers, too many pearls. Nope, not a thing. And I'm going to put the small ones right there. There we go. Okay, so there's our card front. What do you think? Do you guys need me to, will it be happier though if I put this, if I gave this a little bit of a glue down right there, just to help it down just a little bit. It was getting a little carried away. All right, so I'm going to stick a block over that just a little bit to keep it down while we go on to the inner insides. And what I am going to do here is stamp my second sentiment, which is wishes for a beautiful birthday in, yes, it's true, polished pink. Right here. Okay. And that's right, never too many flowers. That's not even a thing. Always amazes me when I hear people see a new catalog and they're like, oh, there's too many flowers. I'm pulling out my envelope because I want to do this next image as well at the same time. So what I'm stamping on the inside is this flower arrangement right there. And I'm doing it in Memento because I'm going to color it. Also because that's what I think it should be. And I'm going to put it right here. Like that. And I'm going to do it on my envelope as well. So it'll be all ready to go. And then we'll give this a little color. Remember, tuxedo black, like many of the dark colors, take just a half a second longer to dry than some of the lighter colors. So you want to give it time to do that, especially if you're fixing to come over the top with a light Stampin' Blend like I am fixing to do. And it isn't so much that the ink will run, it's that the ink, if it's not dry, it will run. So we're going to start, actually I think I'll wait a little bit longer on that, and I will use my, we'll color with our soft, why do I have Evening Evergreen but not Soft Succulent out? I do have Soft Succulent out somewhere on this mess of a craft table. There's a Stampin' Blend but I don't know where it is. So I'm gonna use, oh, it's because it's in the dang thing. What a dork. Okay, what I'm gonna do here, I'm just so silly, is I'm gonna use my light soft succulent. I don't know why I put that one away and none of the others. Probably because I'm a goofball. I'm going to color these leaves in light soft succulent, the ones that look like leaves, like big leaves. Not fig leaves, big leaves, depending on what you just heard. All right, so that's those. I'll do the same on my envelope. Yes, I do. I absolutely reckon that this new set is a must, Donna. You got it. It really is. I really love it. So it just kind of depends. I would get all of it just because I love the paper. I love the second stamp set, even though they're limited time for us. And I really like those embellishments. Remember, you'll be able to get the framed florets once the mini catalog comes. But I would get them now because I am not really a good waiter for things. I'm using my Balmy Blue, and this is the light one, and I'm going to color these little guys right here. Because if Stampin' Up! Can do it, I can do it. So there you have it. Whatever Stampin' Up! Can do, I immediately am given permission to add those colors. If they put it in, I can put them in. Okay, so there's that. And we'll do the same on this one. Actually, I think it was kind of genius putting the blue in for the flowers. I really do. I envy those kinds of creative thought processes because I don't have them. Flowers can be blue, but leaves should not be blue. Yes, do remember those things that are limited. So the paper, the framed and festive, and the embellishments, they are not only limited time, but they are while supplies last. So when they go active for you guys on the 1st of November for customers, you need to jump in because I suspect there's a distinct possibility that the paper for certain will, I believe it will sell out pretty quickly because it's really pretty. All right, so I'm going to use my light petal pink on these two large flowers. And then I'm going to come back with the dark petal pink and add just a little bit of depth, and then we'll put the card together and be done. We'll be done. I haven't even looked at my watch because it's all covered up with my short sleeve. It is a little bit chilly here in the house today. It was 48 this morning, which means a heavier hoodie for this girl. And Wayne almost, I saw him eyeing his covers like, do I need my covers yet? Maybe not. I said, just go to work for just a minute. You'll be fine. And he did, and he was. But yeah, it was a little nippy, a little briskly. That's correct. If you are a demonstrator, you can order it now. And if you are not a demonstrator, but you would think you might like to be a demonstrator, you can add this to your starter kit. And with $130 to spend, you know, you spend $99 on the kit, you get free shipping, and then you get to pick $130 worth of goodies. Well, this suite is $97, so you can get the whole suite and still have, $30 left over to spend, which is pretty amazing. Actually, it's not 30, it's 155, which is 30 more. So you spend 97 on the suite with your starter kit if you wanted it. And then you would still have $55 to spend, which is pretty amazing. And of course, there's still no obligation. There's no need to sell, no need to do workshops, none of those things. None of those things right there. All right, we'll add this right here. I'm really just adding a little bit of color, a little darkness to some of the areas that in my really infantile coloring brain Seems like it would be a place where it might be darker. Now, if y'all really want to see some coloring, you need to head over, see Carol Buckaloo. She is an amazing colorer. Her card today was a beautiful, beautiful example of coloring. Inky Bee Stampers. Just checking. And we've also got Tara on, who makes gorgeous cards, wonderful fun folds, and she has videos every Sunday night at 8. And Carol has videos every Wednesday at 1. So you can get lots and lots of card making inspiration right here in the Inkin' Crew, because we enjoy making cards. Okay, I've got a soft succulent card base. It made sense to me when I put it together, and it still does, which is always a bonus. I like it when what I originally think should happen turned out to be the right thing. All right, and then we'll put some dimensionals on our card front. I briefly considered not because of the massive amounts of thickness, and then I thought, no, I'm gonna. If I have to hand deliver it, put it on the postal mule myself, I will do that. All righty. Here we go. Look at the, I know I've said how much I love polished pink against soft succulent, but there is a very, didn't go far enough. I didn't cut enough. No cutting enough of-ing. Okay. I cut so much there that I took it in half. And now look what we have. We have the one-dimensional conundrum. I have one little piece of dimensional left on that little piece, and so I'm going to stick it on another piece eventually. At some point I'll do that. Where did I put it? Oh, there it goes. Here we go. We'll put it here. I hate to lose a dimensional just because I left it loose. It's like an orphan dimensional. It's like an orphan dimensional. Alrighty, here we go. Oop. Oop. Okay. And there we go. Okay. Okay. Make sure I'm putting it on the right side. Nothing worse. Well, I mean, there are worse things, but one of the worst things, look at that dimensional cover, is putting everything together and then realizing that something is upside down. That is very depressing. Alrighty, and then somewhere, oh, there it is. I've got a piece of my DSP. Now, I will remind you, this is a directional DSP, okay? So when you make your cut for your card front, think about which way the little flowers are supposed to go. So unless it's in upside down world, they want to go up. They want to go up. Alrighty, here we go. A little bit of liquid glue on the edge of our envelope flap, and then we'll add this, do a quick fussy cut, and be done. And then I'm going to add my little pearls to my sample card because I didn't do that, and I think they needed it. I think they needed it. All right. That was the world's worst envelope flap fussy cutting I've ever done, but it works. It'll still fold down. All righty, there you go, everybody. The new framed florets, not broccoli florets, flower florets. And you'll be able to get it on the 1st of November. I hope you love it. And actually, I hope you join the team so that you can get this right now. So we'll see you on Saturday and from my YouTube, I hope, at 7 o'clock. Have a great rest of your week. Enjoy the start of your weekend and see you soon. Thanks so much, everybody. Ta!